Now if you've even seen this game on the Steam store, then you will know what complaints many and myself could have about how the actual fuck a game this terrible got onto Steam. But let us put that to the side for now and look at this game as if I found it randomly and thought it looked silly enough to have fun. Perhaps I have a perverse fascination with games that were obviously made in one day by one guy who knows a little bit about the subject. Who the fuck knows? What's under the blanket? As you may have figured by the title of this review, is literally the name of the game. My very first issue is concerning this name, simply being, why the fuck is there 2 lots of double punctuation in a sentence that everywhere else the game is referred to only has 1 lot of double punctuation? I see that the developer is Russian and so there's a language barrier, but a better idea, I think, is that he got a little excited with paint and added an extra bit of punctuation to fill a space on the image, much like a normal person would use a picture, and then the punctuation just stuck. Keeping with the name theme, when I record games on my PC, the resulting videos get named related to the system name of the game I was playing at the time. For some reason, the name of this game on my system is What's Under Your Blanked. Yet another name for this game, and leads me to think that the developer just didn't give a damn when keeping to naming conventions. So yes, anyway, What's Under Your Blanket is a game where you play a generic white guy who is playing very ferociously with what I assume is a very complex Rubik's Cube beneath his blanket. You make him play with his Rubik's Cube, stopping to avoid getting caught by some anti-Mensa officials who are trying to stop him from gaining IQ points, and that's pretty much it. That's the game in a nutshell. Again, remember I am trying to review this game as I would any other game, and not just pointing and laughing as I should be at this point. But let us move on to the gameplay, as come on, that's what a game is all about. Well, the gameplay and the story anyway, but we've already heard how riveting that is. So the controls of this game are WASD in order to move around and pick up your interruptive cat or close your door. Left click is used on the hotspot in order to play with your Rubik's Cube, and as I found out, escape is to close down the game completely. I found out suddenly that, well, I mean, obviously it's my own fault really, that if you go onto a menu screen without a back button, clicking will take you back. I mean that's obvious, and it's a really well-known control scheme. So the faster you click, the faster your multiplier increases and the faster you gain points. So if your hand is close to cramping after a hard day's work or gaming, this is exactly the game you need to help you cramp it right up. Especially as when you get onto the 3rd level or more where you have to click extremely quickly to actually win levels. I felt a pain after about 2 levels, so just another layer of fun to add to this depressing excuse for a paid for game. People pay for this. Seriously though, this game would be a 2-minute piece of generic piss as a browser game, never mind taking almost £1 of your money off you in order to give you repetitive strain disorder. So you may wonder, okay, so the story is just a masturbation joke and the controls make your hand fall off, but surely there must have been a lot of effort put into the graphics of this game. No. Just no. I mean, you can see for yourself how god-awful the animation is, the paint quality backgrounds, the cut and paste faces, the stereotypically racist combination of skin colours and clothes of the enemies you fight, and the weird, nothing to do with the story that I would actually be bothered by if it was actually good, boxing levels that cut up the 5 Rubik's Cube levels. The music is the best thing about the game, and that's saying something as it's a 15-second looped electronic beat that cuts its loop so harshly it actually hurts my ears. The rest of the sound effects are either low quality or I'm sure they are stolen from other games I can't quite place. Okay, let's go back to the developer to round off this glorious game. Whoever they are, they sound like a bit of a knob. Every single piece of negative criticism about the game they brush off as, and we feel sorry about these people who don't understand our homour and blame the game. It's like, no, I get the humour. Haha, the guy is masturbating and he has to hide it from the people in the setting he's in, haha, that's it. That's all the appeal this game has, and yeah, it's funny for about a minute. If the game hadn't closed on escape before I had started, letting me know how little care and attention had actually gone into it, I may have actually liked playing it for that amount of time. Almost. So now let's remember that this game got through on Steam Greenlight. How? Seriously, how bad was the game that it was up against in order to vote for this game? A game that, even if it's 100% meant to be taken as a joke, is down to the ground completely and utterly terrible and awful to play. A game that causes pain over periods longer than 10 minutes. A game that by making a macro to repeat a key press can be won very quickly and offers no humour besides a single masturbation joke, and no rewards beside misspelled and previously ungainable achievements. Don't buy this game, even as a joke. It's terribly animated, painful to play, awfully made, and you'd be giving money to a bad developer. If you're that desperate to play it, then make one yourself. It will probably be better than this guy's attempt.